So this is the story / artwork of the D&D campaign I've been playing with a group of all-female coworkers. As COVID hit the school, Sweden, we never closed our schools, so we continued to be at work all day. We felt like it would be alright, since we were at work together all day, to do something together after school. And since we were limited to, not going on adventures all over Europe, I decided I could run a Dungeons and Dragons game. So, that is where Dungeons and Dames began. Now, I'm a little extra, so I created a website for my players. And it includes, some information on the players, the game so far, game notes, items that they've found, enemies that they've fought, information, maps, just a collection of things for them to know. This artwork I mapped out first using my 3D Posy Modelly software, which I really needed to figure out the composition for this one. I was kind of inspired by another YouTuber who had done a movie-style poster with his D&D group, so I kind of wanted to do something similar. And trying to figure out how to do so many characters in one art piece was incredibly intimidating for me, especially this many humanoid characters. Not something I normally do, so I'm very glad I have this program, and I relied on it heavily for this. I posed out all the characters, have them in different sizes. There's a limit to the number of characters I can have, so I actually have to delete a character to add another character and then mesh them together in Procreate. But I managed it and got some, poses that are appropriate for the various classes. Before I start and tell you about the characters, just so you know, I'm running a campaign Horde of the Dragon Queen. I did not read much into it before I started, and known it was a difficult one. I just saw Dragon Queen and thought it would be apropos for an all-girl D&D game. So I might be changing things later. We'll see. So that's why they're all starting in the town of Greenest. I had the players decide why specifically their characters would be in Greenest before we started, and that's where these little bits of story came from. So, without further ado, our first character, Hendry Radhirki. Hendry traveled to Greenest to find some information or clues in finding her lost loved one. Driving from the west, Hendry is a human ranger with a penchant for begrudgingly protecting those who may fall victim to wrongdoers. Begrudging is definitely a good descriptor. Then we have Mistwin Silverstone. Mistwin met Hendry on the road to Greenest. Mistwin is a hill dwarf paladin of Shantea who lived in Greenest for quite a while. Her family fell prey to a group of ravaging orcs, and it was the people of Greenest who came to her aid. Mistwin has a surprisingly foul mouth for a follower of a goddess of life and agriculture, often surprises others with rather lewd gestures. This character is incredibly amusing for people who've played D&D before, and especially when they were younger. The way the player runs this character is very similar to the raunchy person in the game who's just flirting with everybody, and it's really fun because she's a paladin and a dwarf and covered in chainmail, which leads to very amusing hijinks. More than once. Then we have Bernadae. Bernadae was on her way to Greenest at the behest of Governor Nighthill. He reached out to her with interest to purchase a rare mushroom that grows around the barriers between Owl Realm and the Realm of the Nine Hells. Not much is known about this tiefling monk, as she seems rather quiet and reserved, though she did not turn away from helping the rest of the party and the good people of Greenest. Bernadae's player is one of those that's come and gone in some of the games. She gets kind of busy, and so I have to keep coming up with reasons why her character leaves and comes back and then leaves again. So she just beats to her own drum and does whatever the heck she wants, and doesn't seem to have any particular party loyalty, but she's still sticking around for one reason or another. Interesting. Then we have Tertiary Halifane. Dark nightmares have flooded Tertiary's dreams for several months now. Nightmares of smoke and chaos flooding over the township of Greenest. Those feelings have caused her to travel to the town to find out what happened, and possibly attempt to stop the coming doom. This high elf sorcerer rushes into battle, slinging spells against her enemies with great abandon for her own health. As the campaign moved on, I realized that they needed another healer besides just a paladin, because Mistwin can be a little stingy, reasonably so, with her few healing spells, because I started these players at level 1, and they have struggled. We are just on the edge of level 3, but I added my own little DM insert character. Zilser, a small figure wrapped in scarves, joined the party, selflessly jumping into a fray. No one understands the strange language it speaks, only the name Zilser. The party thinks it's somewhat trustworthy, as it has spent its time healing the party. Yeah, so insert Zilser. I know many of you probably can tell his species, but the party members do not know. I'm pretty sure some of the players probably have guesses, but every time the party has tried to figure out who/what Zilser is, something has happened, or he has, yanked his scarves back into protecting himself. I love Zilser, and my favorite part about Zilser, because I don't have to come up with clever dialogue, because I suck at improv dialogue. They ask him a question, and he just gives them a thumbs up and goes, Zilser! Best DM insert ever. Zilser is a cleric of Ilmater. So, there's some history there. And then our latest addition to the game, coming after we'd actually played quite a few, Cordelia Moonfall. Cordelia Moonfall is a halfling rogue who was trapped in the chapel to Shantea along with its patrons when it was attacked by dragon cultists. She accompanies the group back to the keep, and so far her intentions seem to be solely to save her own skin. I need to update this, but after she accompanied everyone to the keep, she decided to stick with everyone because there was money in it for her, and she really likes money. Rogue. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this artwork. I'm really actually proud of it. I worked really hard, and it actually took me a long time compared to other artworks. This was a lot of characters, and I wanted to make sure I avoided same face and kept them unique and, interesting, as well as poses and shading, and I tried a couple other techniques, and I'm actually going to put this picture up on Redbubble because my party wants stickers or other items. So, if you want to come to my Redbubble and see this beautiful artwork and get your own stuff, if there's any interest, go ahead. It's going to be there, linked below. And comment if you want to know more about the shenanigans of Dungeons and Dames. Because I've got it. I got my notes. We could go through it. I could tell you what happened. Anyway, thank you for being here. And thank you to my patrons, Jamie, Hans, Mom, Dad, Cindy, and Kaze. Thank you for your immeasurable patience. And I'll see you guys next week. Till then, bye!